Yeah.
Well, my big one is in the second viewing, I noticed that wait, this one, this is kind of spoilers. So spoilers.
Oh yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that,
There's gonna be spoilers in this episode of Aloha Broha. So hey, hi, hello. What are you up to? This is the Aloha Broha podcast. I am one of your hosts, Joncozy, and with me, as always, is Science Ben.
what's up?
It's been a minute. It's been a long time.
Yeah, so we were in the middle of just talking about like what we're going to talk about this episode, and because as you probably have noticed, Sheiks is not here, Quali is not here, but all four of us did go and see Star Wars together.
And recording in my room.
Yes. Oh yeah, we're recording in Cozy's room today versus my house or at About the Goods. What up to About the Goods? You're awesome.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I saw Revised at Costco.
Yeah,
on Christmas Eve. We were both at Costco. And we was like,
in
oh, hey, what's up?
What was in their cart?
I didn't look.
Oh.
They had, I think, some foodstuffs and then like some last minute Christmas gifts, it looks like.
I like to judge people based on what they have in their cart.
You would. So, spoilers right now. We're going to talk just a little bit about Star Wars, and then we're going to go more in depth on Star Wars once we have, at the very least, Sheiks back on the podcast, if not Sheiks and Quali.
Yeah. And a couple of special guests who are like my friends that are very big Star Wars fans. And they're pretty. They have their own theories as well. Like I'm in the Star Wars group chat where that's pretty much what they talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was one of the first theories that I had was at the end of the movie. I thought that Rey was possibly Luke's kid. I don't think that I can see them doing that, but I hope that they don't anymore. I feel like that's a weak storyline to go through.
Yeah.
What I do think
make it weak though. Like, well, I think it's
just
interesting.
just because to make it his kid, then it opens up a bunch of questions that I mean you could go about answering and whatnot. But then like who's the mother, all this other stuff.
Yeah,
I think you can keep the story just to it opens up plot holes is what it does by making her Luke's kid.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just say that she was one of the youngest kids at Luke's Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
And Kylo Ren goes around when he goes around and starts killing everybody. If Luke was only able to save her and then dropped her off at Jakku to save her, and then disappeared, I think that makes more sense. I think that's less plot hole driven.
Yeah, if she was just one of his students.
Yeah, and he dropped her off there to keep her safe and whatnot.
Then you don't really have to worry about who's her mother and all these unnecessary questions, I guess, that don't really fit the story.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't raise a bunch of unwarranted questions.
I heard another theory.
Go ahead.
I heard a theory that she is not Luke's kid, but she is Obi-Wan's kid. Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
With who?
With Luke. Luke hooked up with Obi-Wan's daughter. Or something. Like Obi-Wan had a daughter, this theory proposes, and Luke hooked up with her, and then that kid is... Okay, well, I guess that does make it Luke's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worded it wrong.
But
that's the theory.
To me, that makes too many holes.
A lot of people are just overcomplicating things.
Yeah, it just makes too many holes at that point, in my opinion. So I mean, you can do that, and it can turn into some very interesting writing and whatnot. But it opens up so much, and it's going to take away from the driving story, which is the return of the Jedi, or the rebuilding back up of the Jedi,
the awakening of the Force.
Yeah, the defeating, trying to defeat the First Order, and the rebuilding of the Republic.
I think all these theories come from just what people can take from the movie. Like a lot of it comes from that little flashback she has when she touches the lightsaber, right? And you hear Obi-Wan's voice and Yoda's voice and all that shit.
Yeah, I think it's weird that the guy's name. Okay, so the guy's name's Kylo Ren. And in the flashback, we see him standing with several other people.
Yeah, the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, they're called Kylo and the Knights of Ren. And so I'm wondering what's up with the rest of them. That's obviously going to come into play later. That's that's a Chekhov's gun right there.
I think that Ren title is like how Darth is for the Sith.
Maybe.
They're trying to model themselves after that. So Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, Darth Maul.
Maybe.
So they're all named Ren. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. That might be it. I don't know. It's obviously going to come into play. We're going to find that out.
Yeah.
The other big, one of the biggest plot holes in the whole movie I think I figured out what happened. So a lot of people are like, oh, and R2 just happens to come back online right at the right moment, and he has the map, and then we could find Luke Skywalker.
Because he felt the Force awakening.
So in the flashback, on my second viewing, I was watching a little bit closer in the little flashback thing. So there's a point where you see Luke's metal hand on R2, and as he runs his hand down it and starts to like, kind of look away from R2, R2 starts to shut down.
Yeah, so he's like shutting it down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Luke like shut him down.
Yeah.
And then when Luke felt the Force awaken in Rey, he like sent signal and told R2, because what my idea is he put all the information that needed to find him into R2, or most of it at least, and that way when the time came for them to when he felt the Force awaken, he could say, okay, people can come find me now.
Yeah.
And then he raised R2 back up, and then that whole thing happens.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what that is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Overall, did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought, much like the original, it was a solid, great B movie.
There's a lot of parallels between A New Hope and
it's done a lot like how you would do a reboot.
But they just consider it a sequel. It's not really a reboot,
So it's a sequel that's rebooting the franchise sort of thing. That's a big reason why they got rid of all the post episode 6 canon, and they're like, this doesn't count anymore.
Expanded universe.
Yeah.
Which I hear good things about. I actually want to like get into the expanded universe, but
yeah, there's a ton of great stories because there's some really great writers working on the expanded universe, but I'm also excited to see completely new stuff come out of it.
Yeah. As someone who hasn't had any experience with the expanded universe, would you say it's worth it to go read it, even though it's not considered canon anymore?
Oh yeah, and there's still a bunch that happen. There's still a bunch of the expanded universe. I think I haven't heard officially yet, but I'm pretty sure that all the expanded universe that happens prior to episode 6 still counts. So like, there's some great stories in the Han Solo trilogy.
Prior to episode 6.
Yeah, those happen before. Like the whole Han Solo trilogy. Han Solo trilogy basically ends with Han in the cantina in A New Hope. So yeah,
I see. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite new character?
I don't know yet. It's hard to say.
Rey.
A lot of people are saying Rey. A lot of people are saying
I'm in love with her because she's hot.
She's cool. Yeah, she is.
And she's
super awesome.
Yeah.
Finn's fun.
Oh, yeah, he's funny. He's my second. Well, no. I actually like Kylo Ren. I say Kylo. No. See, I don't know. There's too much. Well, there's not too much. But it's hard to choose. I like Kylo Ren's character. I like how he's not some badass at the Force. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of weak. Like, he would you say he's on par with Rey and her abilities? Or he's not even to that level yet?
Well, I think that like, Rey is gonna be this new amazing person. Like she has untold, untapped abilities and whatnot that she had no clue about.
Yeah.
Where like Kylo Ren is building it a little bit. Like he has the potential to be great if he works really hard at it and whatnot. Yeah. But I think like she's just gonna be great, and she just needs a little bit of guidance, kind of thing going on. I thought they made it pretty clear that like Kylo Ren does not have, like, he has the potential to great power, but he doesn't have the control over it with all the little sissy fits that he has and whatnot. And all that shit. Where is this fucking? I have a character and I gotta go to the IMDb.
Which character?
I can't remember her name.
Maz
Kanata. I liked Maz Kanata.
Yeah. She's like I'm not sure what she is.
Yeah,
she's a pirate.
Yeah, she's sort of like a pirate Yoda.
Yeah, pirate Yoda who can like see. She's force sensitive, I guess.
Yeah, as many creatures in the Star Wars universe are.
But she's not a force user.
Damn it! I was just silencing this, and I did not have time before that went off.
It's okay. It's been like 3 weeks since we've done one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's It's been a minute, with our hectic holiday schedules and all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was just I had 2 comedy shows back to back.
Oh man, the Ron Funches one was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. You missed Kyle Kinane. Kyle Kinane was hilarious too. It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I tried to get a couple people from both of those shows to come on the podcast, and it didn't work out, sadly. But shout out to Adam Ray. He was on our Kyle Kinane show. He said that while we weren't able to find time to knock it out while he was still here, the next time he comes out, we're gonna make some time and we're gonna have Adam Ray on. So that'll be awesome. Adam Ray was out here shooting Adam Devine's House Party, which is that Comedy Central show where they have like little skits in between stand up. And stuff.
Yeah. I checked it out on YouTube.
Yeah, and so Adam Ray is the crowd warmer up, the warm up basically.
The warm up, yeah. Okay.
For the crowd before the show starts. So basically, he gets everyone kind of going. That way, when they're actually shooting, the crowd is ready to go and they're already like ready to laugh and stuff like that. They don't need to. The comic doesn't have to dig out of the hole to get things going. Yeah. So that's what he was doing, and we were lucky enough to like be talking to him, and I'm like, hey, do you want some stage time? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to do that. He's like, well, let's ask Kyle Kinane if he's willing to put you on the stage with him. He's like, yeah, sure. So we asked Kyle. Kyle's like, do it. I don't care. Sounds like a good time.
Oh, they didn't know each other? I thought they were like in the same camp or something. That's
Well, that's the thing. Is regardless of whether they know each other, it's still Kyle's show. So we have to have Kyle permission to put people on.
Yeah.
Especially another named person like that. So it worked out. Kyle was like, yeah, sure, do it.
The Ron Funches show was the first time I went to a Crossroads comedy show that you guys did, and that shit was amazing, man. You guys are doing good work.
Thank you.
Like, the vibe in there was totally awesome. Like,
oh, yeah, it's fantastic. It does so well.
The sound is perfect. I don't know, the mic was a little hot. Maybe it was a little hot.
Well, our audio guy, Locke, had to kind of ride the mic a little bit because Ron's kind of soft.
Yeah, his style is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
man.
So we had to be careful with that, and
I had to ask if that was a character because it's so like unique.
Yeah, it turns out that's the way he
really
is.
Him.
It's awesome.
He's so funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more shows at the Crossroads, man. I think that's like the prime spot right now.
I think so too. It's a great place. Hawaiian Brian's.
Yeah,
go to it. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else we got?
What you looking up there?
The Star Wars IMDb cast.
Well, it was a great movie. Like, I really got to go see it again. I've only seen it once, and I was just in like shock and awe like the whole time. So I kind of want to go in with a level head. It was like I got chills right when the fucking opening scroll just came down, and
I thought it was funny when we saw it on opening day.
Yeah,
they clapped it a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then they clapped again when it was like Star Wars. Yeah. And then the scroll happened, and they started clapping again. I'm like, are they gonna clap at every fucking plate? What's going on now?
And then they did.
And they did. They clapped every fucking time. It was so funny.
Oh man.
I'm just glad that like our theater, like I don't remember it doing this, but they might have. But like I'm glad our theater didn't like lose its shit when they saw it when the tarp got pulled off R2D2. Like, okay, cool, so it's R2D2, but I mean like I remember, so like I didn't go to the opening nights of the original, not the original, but like of 1, 2, and 3, the Phantom Menace and stuff.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad won tickets to go to the Phantom Menace, and they didn't fucking tell me.
Oh.
And so like they like let me go on a field trip to the Big Island, and then went and watched the Phantom Menace by themselves.
Shit.
Those fuckers. And so, but they were like, oh yeah, when R2D2 came on the screen, everyone was like, ah, and everyone freaked out, and I was like, okay, yeah. And at the time, I was a little kid.
There was more
of like, okay, whatever.
There's more of like a gasp, like, oh, look, it's R2.
It's like, oh yeah, it's R2, cool.
But there were definitely cheers when the Millennium Falcon got revealed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the way they set that one up too.
Oh yeah,
because that was just like, no, that's a piece of junk.
Yeah,
we're gonna get on this one.
And it
boom. Okay, the piece of junk will do.
And then it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
yeah, and there was a lot of laughs when C-3PO kind of just jumped into frame.
Yeah, he just like butts in between.
This moment
Solo
between,
and Leia.
this like nice tender moment that Solo and Leia are having when I guess they haven't seen each other in a long time, and then boom. C-3PO.
Well, I mean, how long was Luke disappeared for?
It's 30 years, I think.
Yeah. So no, not 30 years.
20, however long it was from
However old,
Jedi.
yeah, it's basically
now.
basically however old Rey is. No, he wasn't. It wasn't from Jedi to now because he had done some stuff, but Luke disappeared right after Kylo and the Knights of Ren destroyed the New Order that he was doing, and that's when when Leia and Solo. And this is 30 years after Return for sure. That one they know.
But from when they seen each other,
yeah,
I'm not.
And so like if we're going with the Rey is dropped off by Luke, then that means like she's got to be playing a 17, 18-year-old maybe. And so that means
because then I'd feel weird.
Right. And so like let's say she was 4 or 5 when Luke dropped her off at that place. And that makes
like 15, 14.
Yeah, it makes like 15, 14 years of them yeah. And I imagine too that the Kylo and the Knights of Ren attacking the Jedi Order like that was probably the beginning of the First Order.
Yeah.
Which is what the Empire became. And so that whole situation, Luke's disappearance, the separation, and then like Han going back to smuggling because his son just did some fucked up shit. And then the First Order popping up, which causes Leia to go back to what she does best, which is leading a rebellion. And so she starts leading the resistance. So that was going on for 15 years. And you know what? Actually, no. I know who my favorite character is. I like Poe.
Oh yeah, man. See, man, he's the guy that's like in the back of my mind because he's probably like the least screen time of the new characters, but he's probably one of the most like
He's one of the most interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like he's clearly incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Because he's there. Like they had a very different sort of resistance planning meeting there where they're trying to talk about stuff. Where normally, because like in any military situation like that, generally it's one guy's giving his presentation on how things are going.
Yeah.
And like it's never like this collab effort, which is what they're having at this table. And so everyone's just like throwing in ideas, and we're seeing a whole bunch of some new characters. One person who is obviously meant to look like Admiral Akbar. I don't know if it is Admiral Akbar because
I heard it was.
Well, they don't say his name, and I was just looking through the cast list. I didn't see Admiral Akbar listed.
I heard it was.
I know everyone's saying it is, but like I'm just saying, like that's probably not Admiral Akbar. And if he's not Admiral Akbar, or if it is Admiral Akbar, why the fuck isn't he an admiral anymore?
It's got to be him.
I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's just another
the other dude,
Mon Calamari.
the other dude's in there too.
I think it's just another Mon Calamari person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mon Calamari.
Yes.
I love fried calamari.
So yeah, but Poe is just a fucking all around like badass.
Yeah, I was thinking that he might be because he's such a badass pilot. Like he might be force sensitive.
He probably is.
You know, that'd be tight. And like how he like has like a mouth on him when he gets captured.
Oh yeah, the first part where he's just like they're just staring at each other and he's like, So do I talk first or do you? Well, and then this Kylo Ren starts going. He's like, okay, so I didn't understand what you said.
Yeah,
it's great.
I want to get the book because the book kind of goes into detail, like the novelization kind of into detail and how he got back to the other planet, how he escaped the crash or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing to look out for if you're interested in his. Where he went, because apparently a bunch of shit that's in the book is not in the movie. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess they cut it. I don't know if they filmed any of it.
Probably just for time's sake.
Yeah, probably interesting to know.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope there's a director's cut.
That would be cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Blu-ray when it comes out because there's gonna be it's gonna be like $100 Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have like 18 hours of behind the scenes footage, and they're gonna have. Like I wouldn't be surprised because I've seen other films that are less big do this, where every main cast member, they just give them their own camera and they're like, "Here's a little mini cam, film your own behind the scenes shit," and they're all just like, look, it's a crossover section," and then we see that, and then we watch 18 people, we watch their daily lives as they go through making this movie. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's directing the next one?
The guy who directed, from what I heard, it was the guy who directed Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Yeah.
I heard it was a different. Wait. Let's look this up. Because
I'm popping it up.
He's directed something else too, like more recently. He's known for something else that's more like modern. And apparently, I read a headline in an article. I skimmed through the article, but I read the headline that apparently J.J. Abrams is jealous that he regrets not taking on this movie because the script is so good. So I want to know who the director and the writer is for the next movie.
Ryan Johnson.
What has he done? He's done something like familiar.
Looper. Oh, Brick. Oh my God, he fucking directs. That's why I know that name.
Brick?
I love the movie fucking Brick.
I know Looper.
Oh my God, this is
I
gonna be
haven't seen
so
Looper.
amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's Brick? I feel like I've seen it on the Netflix.
Yeah, Brick is it stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it is a neo noir about a high school kid.
Yeah.
And he basically his ex-girlfriend, who he's still in love with, needs help, and so he goes out trying to help her, trying to figure out what's going on so that he can help her, and then she ends up being dead. So like he goes on this like,
What the fuck?
kind of fuck the world, I'm gonna fucking get who did this streak. And it's basically one of those classic like detective stories where it's like I'm trying to help the girl and the girl's dead. Now I'm gonna like not help the police and just fuck over this. I'm gonna do everything in my power to fuck over the underworld.
Okay.
And then like just swoop out right before danger gets me too.
Yeah.
Except it's all set in like a high school.
Oh, what? A neo-noir in a high school?
Yeah, like with high school students. Like it doesn't the whole thing doesn't happen in the high school.
Yeah,
but
high school students.
it's all high school students that are going down.
So would you say episode 8 is in good hands?
Yes, Ryan Johnson is
I'm
fucking
gonna have
amazing.
to check out that movie. I'm stoked now.
Like if I had problems with Looper, but overall I still thought it wasn't a bad movie. It was really well shot and whatnot. There was a couple like holes in the script and stuff like that, but I thought that the acting was really well done, except for Bruce Willis. Yeah. Because Bruce Willis doesn't fucking act anymore. He's just fucking shitty.
He just plays himself.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed Looper. It wasn't a bad film by any means, and I absolutely love Brick. Let's look at his filmography.
I'm also stoked for the Star Wars anthologies that they're coming up with. Like I know they have Rogue One coming up, which is about the plans or the team stealing the Death Star plans. And apparently there's a Boba Fett one.
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly. Have you seen the little teaser they played at the Disney event of Rogue One?
No, I didn't.
It looks pretty tight. It's really simple. It just shows like X-wings like flying over a planet or whatever.
Is it CG?
It might have been. Yeah. It looks CG. I mean, X-wings planet. I don't think it was practical. But Donnie Yen's in it. At first, I thought Donnie Yen was gonna be in this Star Wars.
Yeah.
Episode 7, but nah, he's in Rogue One, so he plays one of the.
It looks like Ryan Johnson's also set up to do Star Wars Episode 9.
Really? I thought it was a different director.
Right now, well, because on the film, on Ryan Johnson, well, this is on Google. It's not even on IMDb, but it goes Star Wars Episode 7, Looper, Brothers Bloom, Brick, Evil Demon, Golf Ball from Hell, and then it shows Star Wars Episode 9. And I'm trying to get more info on this. Star Wars Episode 9 from Wikipedia. He's listed as the director right now, so we'll see how that happens. It's going to be 4 or 5 years before it comes out.
Yeah. We're 2 years away from Episode 8.
Yeah, so they're like going through casting and pre-production right now on 8, and then we'll probably start filming early next year, middle next year, and then it'll get released the year after.
I'm so stoked. And we get I think we're getting the Rogue One movie.
Oh, you know what? No, he's not. He's not directing. I'm sorry. Colin Trevorrow is directing 9. Ryan Johnson is co-writer
Of Episode 8?
of 9.
Oh, but he's directing 8.
Yeah.
I see. That's cool.
Let me double check that right now. Run now.
I wonder why JJ didn't want to carry the entire series, since he did so well with this one. Broke a lot of records and shit, right?
Yeah. It's hard to say. Sorry, I'm like diving into shit here.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot that goes into a person's choice, whether or not to direct stuff. I think that, like I know for the second Star Trek, J.J. Abrams felt like it wasn't as good as he wanted it to be, and I think he wanted to try and not have that happen again. So it might be something to do with it. But yeah, I'm excited for the new Star Trek. The new Star Trek one coming out looks decent.
I don't know, my interest in that has waned with every each one that's come out. The first one I thought was amazing. The second one, all right, it's starting to die down. And then I saw the trailer because it played before Star Wars, and I don't know, I wasn't into it for some reason.
It's not for everybody.
Fucking Trekkies.
Fucking Trekkies.
Yeah. I used to always be. I forgot. Oh man. What was it? It used to come on right after one of the cartoons I used to watch, and I always used to be mad that it came on. It might have been after The Simpsons or after Dragon Ball or something like that. And they'd play like Star Trek: The Next Generation. I was like, no, give me more cartoons. Why are we playing this? I've never watched. I sat down and watched like a Star Trek TV thing.
Yeah.
I've only seen the new movies.
Ooh, here's one. I'm just sorry. I'm surfing around IMDb. It looks like the Boba Fett movie is going to be Star Wars: The Wrath of the Mandalorians.
Wrath of the Mandalorians.
Years after the Clone War ends, Darth Vader sends bounty hunter Boba Fett to Kashyyyk to track down the last of the Jedi. Fett, motivated by revenge for his father's death, proves effective, but soon finds out the terrible truth about Vader while he's on the hunt that gives him a change of heart.
Is he gonna be played by that Maori guy from Once Were Warriors?
I have no idea.
Who's like he plays Django. Wait, no, he plays Jango Fett in Clone Wars, and the clones.
It's gonna be David Hankin right now. Okay, no, these are not real.
It's fake.
These are
These
are fake credits
because they're clones.
Because Steve Carell, no, I don't know. There's listed 3 people as Boba Fett right now, so it's clear to me at least that they're still in casting for this. Anyway, what is this? Star Wars Episode XXVII 10 years later. What is this one? That's shitty one. Star Wars Episode 5.
Welcome to the Ben Browsing the Internet podcast.
Oh, here's the one for Rogue One.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Rogue One.
Yeah, spit some details on that shit, because that shit sounds fascinating.
Okay, Rogue One. Rebels set out on a mission to steal the plans of the Death Star. Looks like it's live action.
Yep.
I
know Donnie Yen's in it, like I said.
Yeah, I see Donnie in there. Also, looks like they have a machete.
Oh, Uncle Machete.
Let's see if we can find the cast here.
There's a cast photo.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking at is that cast photo. Okay, Felicity Jones. Oh, Alan Tudyk's in it.
From Firefly.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, Ben Mendelsohn, Donnie Yen, Forrest Whitaker.
What?
Diego Luna, Riz Ahmed, Mark Preston, Jonathan Aris, Wen Jiang, James Henry Thomas, Leigh Holland. Yeah, looks like a good cast so far. That's gonna be awesome that Alan Tudyk's in it. That's so cool.
It's like Special Forces.
You said that there was a trailer?
Yeah, it's like cam footage from the Disney X23 event.
Let's see if I can find that Rogue One.
I think it's the Disney event. It might have been something else, or it might have been Star Wars Anniversary. I'm not sure. It's one of those.
Star Wars Rogue One trailer on YouTube.
There's not much in it. That's the thing. It shows they're like on a planet, and then like it pans up, and then you see the Death Star outside the atmosphere or something like that.
Yeah, right now they're flying overhead in some like river and bushes and shit, and then it's panning up, and there's a TIE fighter going.
I think that what's the planet that gets destroyed in the beginning?
Alderaan.
I wonder if that's Alderaan that they're on.
No.
Can't be.
No. Alderaan was a fairly highly populated area that didn't have a lot of.
Mm.
It was a Senate seat planet. I was hoping for more than that. Oh well.
Yeah, that's all yet.
What is this?
What are you seeing now?
This is that Star Wars 38, episode 38, 10 years later. And there's no description. I have no fucking clue what this is.
Yeah.
This is weird. It's got a 5.9 rating, and it's not even existent as far as I can tell.
It's not a real movie.
I have no idea. It's a 4-minute short that came out in January of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
There's no description on this thing whatsoever.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and when I go down to storyline, the options say, like, would you like to add a full plot? Would you like to add a synopsis? Because there's none given for this.
Can we add one? Let's make one up.
For this 4-minute movie that we haven't seen? Let me see. Add full plot.
Oh, you can edit it?
Choose an option above. I have to sign in with either Google, Facebook, Amazon, or IMDb.
What, oh, you're on IMDb?
Yeah.
Oh, we can just make things up on IMDb?
Until they get deleted. It's kind of like Wikipedia.
Yo, okay.
I have credits on IMDb. That's how easy it is to make shit up on IMDb.
Oh,
I have credits that I didn't put on IMDb.
Huh.
Yeah.
For what?
I have a director / cinematographer credit for a short film that was made and is being turned into a little bit more of a full finished movie. And then I was given several cinematographer and director of photography credits for a few different shorts that my friend shot and stuff like that.
I've heard in interviews with actors that IMDb is not the most credible resource for the film industry.
Yeah, no, it's not. It really isn't. It's not what anyone really looks at anymore. It's more of just like a thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm like verified on IMDb now.
Yeah,
and even that's like, okay, so still anyone can add anything. It's still like the Wikipedia of movies.
Yeah,
which I mean, Wikipedia is kind of the Wikipedia of movies.
So I found a show on Amazon. It's an Amazon exclusive series. It's called Betas. It's basically like Silicon Valley. But one of the leads or one of the actors in it is what is he, Indian? The Indian guy from Other Space.
Oh yeah.
The dumbass. Mm-hmm. Is that guy. He plays like one of the coders, and it's really I really like this series. So if you want to check it out, it's called Betas. It's the same thing. It's like a startup tech thing where
it's Amazon's attempt to try and do Silicon Valley.
Yeah. But I like it. It's good.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
It's a lot more fucky than Silicon Valley.
You see a lot of boobs and shit.
Oh yeah, there's totally tits.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
so that's getting added to the watch list.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny too. Except I don't know, it plays to like stereotypes too. Like there's an Asian girl in it that starts out as she's like what do you call it? An object to hook up with, but then she ends up joining the team and being a badass.
Being really smart.
She's like a marketing person. She's also like one of the more flawed characters, which I think is really interesting. I like seeing people fuck up, really.
Betas. Add to watch list.
Mm-hmm. I like binge watched it. Like that's the first time I've binge watched anything in a long time.
How many episodes?
I think 11 or 12. It's a full season.
That's a half season.
Half season?
Yeah.
24 episodes is a...
Yeah, 22 to 24 episodes is a full season.
Half season?
Yeah,
Even for an internet thing, too?
I mean, it's still going by network standards. It's still called a half season.
Because Netflix, like, they put up full seasons, and those are not... They don't hit, like, 24.
Right, but it's still like, okay, so the... a full series, full series season, a full run, if you will, is a 22, actually it's 20 to 24, 26 episodes. Yeah. And then that's been getting shorter and shorter for for network broadcast. But then there's a full season and a half season. So usually shows will get the way it used to work is a show will get a 10 to 12 episode run, and if they do well, the network will light them for a full season, which will bring them up to 22 to 24 episodes. Places like HBO and Netflix and whatnot, they spend way more money on their shows than networks do.
Yeah.
So they never do a 22 season thing or 22 episode thing. They don't do full seasons. They do just half seasons, and then they have a bunch of half seasons that populate throughout the year, so that you constantly have something to watch.
Yeah. I really dig this online distribution method of entertainment where they just put up the entire season. That's like I don't even fuck with TV.
Enabling
no more,
binge
man.
watching, yeah.
Yo,
Same here.
man, awesome.
I don't really watch TV, but I do have Hulu because there's some shows that I want to watch.
Yeah.
Like Flash and Arrow and stuff like that. So I mean, like really, the only things that I watch on that are TV shows are Flash, Arrow, Agents of Shield, Supernatural, The Muppet Show because I like the Muppets.
It's like the Muppets, but it's like The Office.
Yeah, it's like it's like The Office with the Muppets. It's great.
I gotta check it out.
Trying to think what else. I use it to watch Community because even though that doesn't run anymore, I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
Now we're just waiting on the movie.
Community.
Yeah. I hope there's a Community movie because that became one of the slogans of the show was 6 seasons in a movie. And what's really funny is that came from a throwaway line in the second or third season.
How's this happen?
I don't know. But there's basically a throwaway line in the second or third season where they do like this little flashback.
Yeah.
And Abed is obsessed with do you remember the show The Cape that lasted like 6 episodes before it got yanked?
No.
So there was this show called The Cape on WB or NBC or something that no one watched. But it was about essentially a guy who became a superhero. And he had the ability to like control his cape really well, so like he would like use it to like grab things and shit like that. And so it was about this superhero called the Cape.
The Cape.
Yeah, and Abed was obsessed with the show. I've heard from people who have watched it saying like, "Oh yeah, it was a pretty good show, but it just got canceled."
Oh, it's not a show within the show, or it's
no,
an
it's a
actual
real show.
Oh,
it's a real show.
It's like super meta.
Yeah, and there's one point in Community where like Jeff is sitting there doing something at like the lunch table, and like Abed like throws his cape and it knocks over his cup and fucks up all the food.
Yeah.
And then Jeff is like, "It's gonna get canceled after 6 episodes, or it's gonna get canceled after it's gonna get canceled mid-season." I think is what he says.
Yeah.
And Abed goes with this. He like flips up his cape and runs away, and he goes, "6 seasons in a movie," and just runs away.
6 seasons in a movie.
And then that at one of the cons that became a chant to save the show. So like I think the 4th season, they were like NBC was thinking about cutting Community after the 4th season when Dan Harmon came back, and like they got the hashtag going 6 seasons in a movie, and so that just became this whole train pushing it to happen.
Yeah.
So the 5th season happened, and it got a half season out of it, and we only got 12 episodes on that, and then NBC dropped it. And then they were trying to get Hulu or Netflix to pick it up, and they wouldn't do it for the money. And then so finally Yahoo picked it up, and so we got our 6th season out of it. And then Yahoo Screen died.
Yeah, unfortunately, I loved Other's Face.
Yeah,
like that was one of my favorite shows, man. Fuck, come on.
It's
Yahoo.
still on there. Like you can still go to Yahoo Screen and watch the stuff that they made, but like they're just like, oh, we don't have the money to.
They're not making new.
We can't make new stuff anymore. So
that's fucked.
Yeah, they made some good shows. Like the 2 of the 3 shows that they made that I watched, and they were fun.
Yeah.
I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
But now we got our 6 seasons. Now we just need a Community movie. And I don't know. I listen to Dan Harmon's podcast, and I try and listen to anything that I see Dan Harmon's name on. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to get a Community movie happening.
I'd be tight.
Yeah.
Like I haven't gone deep into Community, but of everything that I saw, I really liked. I thought it was really funny. Because I went to a community college, I could relate to a lot of the things that happen in that show.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I love that show so much. It's super meta. Now, I think right now Dan Harmon's mostly concentrating on Rick and Morty, which is him and Justin Roiland's baby.
I heard it's really good.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
McCorker always talks about it. It's like a demented Doc Brown and
Yeah, and that's what it started off was. It was as a parody of Doc Brown and Marty.
yeah,
And so it became Rick and Morty
yeah.
for copyright's sake and whatnot. But it's just so fucking great because it's great for me because I'm a nihilist and the show is super nihilistic.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite things in the show is there's one part in the first season where Morty asks Rick to make a love potion so he can get the girl that he likes to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And Rick is like, no, that's stupid. I'm not going to do that. You know, it's potentially dangerous, blah, blah, blah. And then Morty just kind of keeps bugging him.
Yeah.
Only for like a few seconds. And Rick is like, oh, fine, God. And he like makes this potion and like gives it to him. He's like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? Unless she has the flu. I mean, like, unless she has the cold, it's fine. And then it's like, it turns out it's cold and flu season.
Yeah.
So, of course, she has the flu. So she takes the potion and starts sneezing, and everyone in the world, in like a matter of hours, everyone in the world is infected. And then the thing is, the flu like mutates it, and so people are now not. So at first, what was happening is everyone who wasn't genetically related to Morty was falling in love with Morty and starting to do ridiculous things to like be with Morty, like killing each other and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then because it like mutated. They started like turning into bug people, and so like the skin was ripping off, and like praying mantises were coming out. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. And so Rick like eventually saves Morty, and they're like, "Well, this world is screwed. We're gonna go to." It's like, "Hang on, I'm gonna fix this." And next thing you know, they see Rick and Morty sitting in the garage, like, "Oh well, that's super lucky that we were able to fix that. This is really cool that we were able to get this all under control. We'll never do that again." And then like something falls over and kills both of them.
Oh shit.
And then a portal opens up and Rick and Morty pop through it, and they're like, okay, this is our world now. We just had to find, it's an infinite number of universes. We just had to find a universe where I fixed it. And then we also died in the exact, right shortly thereafter. So now we're going to bury these bodies and we're just going to take their place.
That's so tight.
And so like 3 episodes later, Morty's sister's having like an existential dilemma.
Yeah.
And Morty comes up to her and is like, look out that window. You see those 2 mounds right there? That's where I buried my body. Because I'm not your actual brother. I'm from another universe where we weren't able to save that universe, but the Rick and Morty in this universe died. So we just came here and we took their place. Every morning I eat 16 feet from where I buried my body. So just shut the fuck up and get your shit together and start dealing with life.
I love that.
It's so great.
When the series is like self-referencing.
Oh, it's so amazing.
I gotta check it out. I'm gonna add that to my queue.
Yeah, I mean the first season is on Hulu, and you can go to AdultSwim.com and watch all the second season.
Yeah, man, this online intake of entertainment is awesome. Speaking of like online distribution and stuff, let's talk about the radio, because I was at About the Goods yesterday, and Rihanna, while I was talking to Revise, Rihanna was like, yo, there's this crazy Facebook group thread going on right now about why Hawaii hip hop or top 40 or whatever radio stations won't play local music.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's like this gatekeeper, like they even put this guy named Wayne. He's a music director or something. And allegedly he's the guy that's like just cock blocking all the rappers or whatever. And my thoughts on this is like, fuck the radio. Like, I have friends in radio, so I can't be like completely fuck the radio. That's how people make their money. That's how they put food on the table and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as an artist, I feel like we shouldn't pay too much attention to trying to be on the radio when there's so much ways for us to distribute our content to, potential fans and listeners.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like right now, like it's still hard to build that user base on any quick pace. Like the great thing about doing this podcast is like, okay, so we've been doing it for almost a year now.
Almost here.
Yeah,
Coming up January or February, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we have a completely inactive listener base that does not interact with us whatsoever, except for the occasional friend that's like, "Oh, hey, I listened to that episode."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like no one that like we were showing that we have several hundred downloads every month.
Yeah, but we don't know
every
who these
episode.
people are.
Yeah, we have
There's no connection between us.
Yeah,
and the audience.
they don't talk back to us. Hopefully one day they will.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is the premise is if we keep doing this, after several years, our audience will start to find us, and that number will grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to like see that number shrink down at this point. Like we're like most people will be like, "Oh yeah, listen, that's subscribe," and then whether they're listening to it or not, we'll get that download every month. And most people won't bother with the removing us from their subscribe list. Yeah. So even if they're not listening to us anymore, thank you. If you subscribe and just delete our episode, hey, that helps us anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, like realistically, and plus too, one of the things I've been thinking about is like we haven't been doing a lot of call to action stuff. So like one of the things that like Adam Carolla says on like every single episode is we don't really ask you so much for money. We haven't ever asked you guys for money, but we do want you guys to like tell your friends and stuff about us. If you can subscribe and rate us on like iTunes and Stitcher and whatnot, because it helps other people to find us. And we want to keep doing this, and eventually we're hoping that at the very least we can start doing a little bit of advertising so that it can pay for our costs of doing this. Mm-hmm. So that way we don't have to keep going out of pocket, because we've been it's mostly been Cozy going out of pocket for this year of us doing this. Yeah. So thank you, Cozy.
You're welcome. And yeah, it does cost us money to produce free content, but that's kind of the hit that we have to take in order to make this content that we feel like our community is missing. There's this giant Facebook group that people are all hashing out, and they want to, they're talking about having a seminar where they sit down with everybody and talk to each other about issues, which is what we've been trying to do with everybody in the respective scenes that we're a part of. We have this podcast, and we try to we reach out to people in our respective cultures and communities to come on and talk about issues that need to be talked about. And I feel like a lot more gets done when you're having a conversation face to face. You interact with somebody versus typing away. Like come on, man. This is like over 100 comments deep. This is how
the thing about that, like I've been in similar threads. Yeah. And there's certain points where you just like, especially the long comments.
Oh yeah.
There's certain points where you start to read one, and then you're just like, well, I get the gist, and you're not going to read the rest of it. And then I've gone back and reread some of those long comments and be like, oh, what I thought this guy was saying is not what he was saying at all. So it's
a lot gets lost in the mix.
Yeah, it's much better to try and do stuff in contact, or even if it's like through Skype or something like that.
I feel like even though it's easier to get your content out too as well, it just it's easy to get it out there, but it's hard. It's harder to get people to react to it, I guess. Kind of like how we have issues with people commenting and rating our podcast. Yeah. Like people will listen to it, but they won't talk about it. But I feel like it's just as hard to try and get on the radio, and when trying to get on the radio, you're going through the so-called gatekeepers. You gotta like grease some palms, or you gotta kiss some ass, and I feel like that's kind of detrimental to your art.
Yes.
When you have to, a lot of people say, "Oh, we don't make radio shit." Well, so what? I don't make radio shit because I don't really want to be on the radio. It'd be cool if I got on the radio. What I really want to do is reach out to somebody who really listens, like a real fan who listens to the type of music that I make and will come out to the shows that I put on and have a good time.
Well, and even though like the internet age is growing very rapidly, like what a lot of people I don't think get, especially the ones that are already big on the internet side of things, like because they can already fill a show with their internet stuff, so they don't think about the people that are growing on the internet right now. Yeah, like we still kind of need the like we've had decades and decades of gatekeeper working for TV or the radio or whatever it is. And unless you are incredibly lucky, this incredible, like less than, 0.1% of people that get through and can start, promoting stuff just off of their internet presence alone.
Yeah.
It's still really small. Like, not everyone can do that. And I don't think we're ever going to really get to a point where everyone can do that. Mm-hmm. I think that there's going to be this boom of several people getting it done. Maybe, a few hundred or maybe even a few thousand people that can do that.
Yeah.
But, like, there's 7 fucking billion people on this planet.
Yeah. How many people are on this island, too, that are trying to do the same thing?
Yeah, I know. There's, like, I think the last estimate of the population of the islands, the Hawaii total was, like, just over 1 million something.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if every single one of them is trying to do what we're doing, what's the chance that, our podcast is going to get picked over someone else's? It's the only chance that we have is our friends, or if someone of credibility sits there and says, hey, check out these guys. So, yeah, it's a new paradigm, and the paradigm is shifting, but it's not shifting as quickly as people would like it to, or as quickly as it's needed to really start supporting people like us. So it sucks because we still need to go do soul draining day jobs, which I currently am unemployed and don't have one.
I also think it's the quality of the content and how much there is. There's not enough. Like, if Hawaii had its own strictly Hawaii hip hop radio station, I don't think it would be able to sustain itself on the content alone because there's not enough quality music being put out. A lot of us aren't even working in studios. I mean, I try my best with what I have to make shit sound like you could play it on the radio, like it'll sound good and whatever. But I don't think enough people are actually, like, a lot of, from an artistic standpoint, a lot of rappers, they jack beats from, like, YouTube, like free beats and stuff.
Yeah.
And people always talk about, like, the uniqueness of, like, oh, Hawaii needs its own sound. We need to stop, like, jacking beats or jacking styles from other regions like the West Coast or the Dirty South with all the trap shit. Everybody's on that. Everybody's trying to imitate another region's style of music, and everybody keeps trying to say that, like,
okay, so
we need
on that same idea though, but like, how do we create Hawaii's sound? Like, how do we make a Hawaii sounding hip hop?
Well, that's the
like
thing.
What distinguishes Atlanta hip hop from New York hip hop?
I guess the culture.
How do they sound different? Right, but
they sound totally different when you compare it. But I don't know how Hawaii could make its own sound.
We were actually having this conversation the other day about, like, this genre thing where people, like, we could do anything and just call it whatever, and it could sound exactly like someone else, but, like, if it's a good song and it's catchy, people are just going to start saying, oh, well, they say it's this kind of music. Well, doesn't matter what it actually is.
My point was, I don't think Hawaii needs to be so concerned with being completely unique. I think they just need to focus on making quality music, no matter what influence they take from.
Yeah.
If it's good music and it sounds like New York hip hop, then it's good. It's not New York hip hop because you're from Hawaii and you made this. You know what I mean? It's your hip hop. We need to stop thinking about, like, these lines. It's like statism, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nationalism, like, oh. We try to put ourselves in a box when really we should be, like, breaking down the walls, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Agreed.
Not be so concerned over this. I mean, hip hop's a very regional thing, I guess, but.
Is it? Because it seems to be like a unifying thing to me. It's
people are trying to make it a regional thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think that's like anti-hip hop is when you sit there and be like, oh, no, this is what Atlanta is like, and this is what New York is like, and this is what Hawaii is like. Like the kind of the, like, everything that I'm not huge into hip hop, but everything that I've seen from being with you guys and, like, going to the couple Zulu Nation stuff and whatnot, it's always been like, shit's hard everywhere, and we're all gonna be like, like the reason that that hip hop is able to unify so many people is because we can all relate to shit being hard and fucked up. Mm-hmm. So why are we trying to be like, well, why is anyone trying to be like, well, this place's shit is more fucked up, and that's why our hip hop is better or something?
Kind of like how you say about the comedy thing, where, like, local jokes get you local gigs.
Yeah, local jokes get you local work.
Local work, yeah. So Yeah, I don't.
If you
I
make
don't think,
if you make jokes about how the H3 took forever to build,
yeah.
no one in fucking California is gonna know what the fuck you're talking about. No one in Wyoming is gonna be like, "Oh wow, that makes so much sense."
Yeah.
Doesn't happen because they don't know what the fuck the H3 is. Local.
Yeah.
If you make jokes about local things, you're gonna get local stage time.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the stuff
Yeah.
elsewhere.
And you can make music that's from a local perspective, but it's still relatable to people outside of the island. Like me and like one of our biggest tracks, a track that blew up that we did with Mr. Carmack and we did with this LA based rapper Pigeon John. Me and Josh did a song called Steel Reserve and we rapped about 40s. You know, from our perspective too. You know, and a lot of people can relate to that because you know, 2 for $5 was how much 40s used to cost if you're broke and you don't got a lot of money, but you're trying to party. You'll grab some 40 ounces because you get like 40 ounces of liquor for like $2.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can relate to that, especially in the streets.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not saying I'm from the streets, but I'm broke. I've been broke. You know, I'm like cashing in change at the liquor store. I've been through that shit, and a lot of people have, and that's something that's universal. And I feel like that's where, yeah, we need to like stop doing this Hawaii hip hop. Like who? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Do LA people call their hip hop LA hip hop?
No,
Cali hip hop.
just
I mean, there's West Coast, there's East Coast, and
yeah. That's why like I'm not a huge. I'm not big behind like nationalism or statism or anything like that. Like all that I ever, the only thing that I ever see coming out of labeling yourself like that is you're creating a separation between you and other people, and so it's like one incentive to someone from like I said, like Wyoming or Utah or fucking somewhere in a flyover state. That's already negative calling them a flyover state. In one of those fucking middle of the country states, what incentive do they have to buy Hawaii hip hop music? Zero. They're like, oh, well, it's Hawaii. Why? It's snowing right now. Why the fuck do I want to listen to Hawaii shit?
Yeah.
It's like, just make hip hop.
Yeah, just make hip hop. I want to go back to the radio thing, man. Like, we have so much methods of distribution for our content. You know, there's so much different things we can do. Like, we could have a Hawaii hip hop podcast. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like, well, you play local music along with like dope other music, you know, so you can kind of see the comparisons and contrasts between the music that's made over here mixed with other quality music from everywhere else. I just don't understand why there's such a big deal on getting on the radio. Like, you're being put in the mix with like, I think Osna, one of my homies, Osna, DJ Osna, he made a good point about like, do you really? One of his posts said like, do you really want to have your music alongside the likes of like Justin Bieber and Adele? If you're like a hip hop, you know, you're a hip hop act, like
Yeah.
you want to be put up there with those kind of people, and you're kind of lost in the mix with these bigger names anyway. I think
Well, I mean, like, there's still the mentality, which is still, like I was saying, partially right, where it's like, if you're on the radio, more people are going to hear you, and there's the potential to be more heard, and like people be like, oh, I'm going to go check out and find out who this guy is, because they just have this built-in listener base of being on the radio kind of thing. But like I said, that's slowly changing, and I like it's this weird dichotomy. I've used that word a lot, where it's like the listener base of radio is starting to go down, and the listener base of podcasts is starting to come up.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, you know, they're getting close, but they're still pretty far apart. Like, radio still has, I mean, they're still profitable to a point. Like, there's still a lot of money in radio advertising and whatnot. So, I mean, it's not a wholly bad thing to want to be on the radio.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that radio is not going to let you do that would actually like help artists blow up and whatnot, and there's no way radio would ever do that, would be for them to be on radio and then be like, once someone hears a song and whatnot, and be like, go check them out at this website or on this podcast or something like that, because then that's gonna start trickling away fucking listenership from the radio and more towards those individuals.
Yeah.
But radio doesn't want to do that. They want to keep getting those advertiser dollars.
Yeah. I also feel like the local music scene, like radio, is like a very small part of your success as an artist. Because there's examples of artists that have zero radio play that are blown the fuck up. Okay, this artist that she came down a couple months ago. She's this R&B artist named Kelani. She's from the Bay Area. And I don't think she got any radio play. She sold out the Republic, and she just got nominated for a Grammy.
Wow.
Off of a mixtape.
Wow.
You know? So, like, and I don't listen to the radio. I'm assuming that she had zero radio play because I haven't heard of her being on the radio.
Right.
I think she visited the radio station here, but I doubt that Hawaii ever played any of her music until she blown the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's on the radio now, but like a year ago, nobody knew who she was.
Yeah.
A year or two. See, that's how fast it can happen.
Yeah, no, it's quite ridiculous. But yeah, no, I mean, in all, I think like still the best thing for up and coming artists is just have a web presence. But the thing you got to remember is you got to expect it to be like realistically, unless you are incredible. Like it doesn't matter how talented you are, because there's I know a lot of really talented people who put in a lot of hard work into their stuff. They're not going to blow up. The one thing that I can guarantee is if you put in a lot of hard work. And you have a lot of talent, and you maintain that for several years. Yeah. Eventually, something will click, and you'll be able to start living off it. The trouble is being able to last those years that it's going to take to build it up.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Consistency.
Yeah.
Everybody in Hawaii is not consistent. There's nobody. I mean, me and my crew, we were consistent for a couple years, and then like I haven't made any music for almost a year or two.
Yeah.
So
well, even this podcast, like we try to be as consistent as possible, but like there's some points where it's like, well, we don't really have an episode this week, and so we kind of like we just took a little winter break there, a little Christmas break for a couple weeks because just we times weren't lining up and shit wasn't happening and guests were falling out and stuff. So like it's hard to like fuck. I'm getting tired of Hawaii. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking a turn in this conversation right now because this popped up over the Christmas. Yeah. For me, like I'm about fucking done with Hawaii. I really am.
Trying to leave.
Yeah. I have a couch for me waiting for me in Montana. If I ever feel like just up and leaving, I can just fucking go live in Montana, find a job, and fucking start trying to build something there. That hurts to say. Yeah. Because I like it here. It's so great here, and I don't want to go live in the snow. But you know what? The snow might be better for me.
It might be. But until then, I say New Year's resolution, man. 1 episode a week, no matter what.
All right.
You can do it.
Yeah.
What's keeping us from it? What kept us from doing the last few? Guests not being down?
Usually it was a guest. Every once in a while, like I can think of a couple times that it was like our schedules didn't line up.
Yeah, like she's just I think she's just like taking jobs.
Yeah, she has a new job, so I think she's going through the orientation stuff soon or now.
But she said she's doing it to buy equipment, so hopefully we can get her podcast.
I'm not gonna lie, she's saying because the job that she's getting is really good, and I'm sitting here considering applying to go do the same thing.
What are you doing? Like,
she's it's AT&T, and it's like $14 an hour plus commissions plus full medical, full dental.
Wow, that's awesome.
And they'll put into a 401k for you.
Nice.
So I like hearing that. I'm like, oh, that does sound pretty fucking tempting. But then, like, I know if I take it, I'm not going to be as available. I'm not going to be able to do this as often. Because there will be times where it's just like, you guys are free, but I'm working, or I'm free and you're working. Yeah. This is not going to happen. So, but I'm considering taking it just to like try and build up some capital.
I say do it. I mean, we will always find a way. I think if we work hard at it. I feel like that's in a song somewhere. Yeah. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be.
I have another great Rick and Morty quote.
Okay.
get it all together, get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. It's all so it's all together. Fucking, I can't even read this one. I'm just gonna read this one. Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together. Put it in a backpack. All your shit so it's together. And if you got to take it somewhere, take it somewhere. You know, take it to the shit store and sell it, or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just got to get it together. Get your shit together.
God, this thread is still going.
The Hawaii hip hop one or the Star Wars one?
Fuck. The Hawaii, the radio thing, man. It's in this group. Like I requested. I hate Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I hate them with a passion because all it is just shit talking and flyers. I noticed this one's called Hawaii's Fashion, Culture, and Music. It's by I think this is Aloha Hypes.
Mm-hmm.
Aloha Hypes group, and I requested to be in it just because Rihanna told me to check it out, so I did. I don't want to read through all this.
I don't know how, but I got into a group. Someone added me into this group, and like I said, I have no idea how I got into it.
Is it the Floatzilla one?
No, this is like this is a private group, which is even weirder. On like, how the fuck did I get into this group? But like, it's like the whole point of the group is like they don't allow people in it unless they're okay. Like they're not gonna report shit because the whole point of the group is just to be incredibly offensive and like really fucked up horrible shit
like
on Facebook
like
and
racism.
Yeah, it's like, well, there's racist shit, there's just anti-religious shit, and like the whole idea is like, okay, we're posting it here because it's so extreme. Okay, it's called the super offensive uncensored atheist experience.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, and it's fucking great. Like, it's so horrible and fucked up, and everyone gets that it's a joke. And so all the comments, they have some really long comments, but they're all just like making jokes, and no one's like bitching and complaining about anything.
That's nice, man.
Like
your little atheist utopia.
Sort of, yeah. Except like half the people, from reading the comments and whatnot, half the people on here aren't even atheist. Yeah. They're just like, yeah, no, we get it. Shit sucks.
That's funny.
We're just gonna make fun of everything. And it's fucking like this is the best group I've ever been in.
I wonder how many Facebook groups there. Dude, there's like I found out there's like a SoundCloud Illuminati Facebook group.
Oh God.
Where it's I say Illuminati because that's how my friend phrased it. But it's a group of like the top like SoundCloud producers where they go in and they just like fuck around with each other. I guess I don't know. It's just weird. Like Graves is in it. He's the one who showed me.
It does sound weird.
Thought it was funny. Like, wow, you guys are... So I was telling him I should make a Facebook group of all like the shittiest producers that I would be like the head of, and then we
the shit Illuminati.
Yeah, shit Illuminati, and we can just talk shit about everybody that's popular.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna start one.
You should put me in there because I'm a shitty Hawaii music producer.
Yeah, man.
I'm so shitty. I haven't made a single thing.
Need to band together.
So, is that it? Or is there anything else we're going to talk about?
I mean, we could. Well, I just ordered a Kindle.
Okay.
Like a Kindle, like an e-reader.
Yeah.
Because I have this growing list of Amazon books that I want to buy.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not going to carry around all these books. Maybe if I get an e-reader, I'll actually be more inclined to read it.
I did that same thing. And then, like, I read on it for, like, 2 months, and then I stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you're not inclined to read, you're just not inclined to read.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's an ebook or...
I've been trying to... Yeah, I just wanted something, like... Because I could... I'm not going to... I feel weird reading a book on a bus.
Yeah.
So I figured I could just bring it on me on the bus. And shit
I have several books that I bought a while ago on my e-reader, on my Kindle.
Yeah.
I haven't read them. I'm just like, shit. I've been meaning to read them. They're all great books.
Yeah.
Like, there's one, like, it's several of them I've stopped in the middle. One of them is God Is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens.
Yeah.
I'm like maybe 2/3 of the way through with it. I'm just like stopped.
No, you're not about it.
Yeah, no, I'm for some reason I'm not reading right now.
Actually, after I left About the Goods yesterday, I went over to Aloha to go to Barnes and Noble because I was like, I haven't been in a bookstore in a while, and Borders shutting down. I used to be there every weekend. I used to just go there just to. There's something about going to a bookstore and just flipping through the books. You know what I mean? It's like
fun.
It's fun. It's relaxing. It's kind of. And then so Barnes and Noble is all we got right now. So I went over there, and Alamaana's kind of crazy now because there's like a Bloomingdale's. I don't know what that is, but it seems like a really bougie place.
Yeah, it's bourgeois.
Yeah, I went to I looked for the men's section over there, and I was like, I look I tried to find some clothes over there. There's some dope clothes over there. And then I looked at the price tags. I'm like, oh no, I don't belong here. And all the dudes around me, there were like 3 dudes around me in the same section, and they were all gay dudes. So I definitely knew okay, this is out of my price range and social status, I guess. But anyway, I went to Barnes and Noble just to go browse around and look for some books. And what I would do, I was looking for this book called Mastery by Robert Greene. Have you heard of Robert Greene? Mm-hmm. The motivational dude, I guess, whatever. But that Mastery book is something that one of my mentors has been like pressing me to read. And I had the book. He let me borrow the book. I had the book for like 2 years, and I only like read maybe like a third of it. And I felt really bad. He actually was here yesterday, not yesterday, last week. He was supposed to be like a guest on our podcast soon. He was like one of my mentors who gave me the book. He's a really fascinating guy. He likes to compare.
Yesterday was last week. Mind blown.
But anyway, fascinating guy. He likes to, when he talks to me, he speaks in like terms of like Kung Fu and Star Wars. So it's really interesting.
Nice.
Like seeking out. But anyway, this book, Mastery. So since he took the book back and went over to Barnes and Noble to try and like get the book, and they had one copy of it, it was like $30. So I compared the prices to Amazon, and on Amazon it was like half the price.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? I could just buy this on Amazon.
Yeah.
It made me really sad because I wanted like that instant gratification, but the instant gratification cost another $15.
You don't need to actually get a Kindle. I have the Kindle app on my phone, and it does the same thing. You can read the.
I have it on my phone. I have it on my laptop, but I don't know.
You just want to spend money. I get it.
Well, not just that. Like, come on, man. I stare at screens all day, and apparently this it's getting closer to reading like paper because it's actual ink.
Oh, you're not getting the Kindle Fire. You're getting like a regular Kindle.
I'm getting an e-reader with the e-ink.
Oh wow!
Because apparently it's like less strain on the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea.
We'll see. I fucked around with it at Best Buy, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can see how it's less of a strain.
Yeah.
It's supposed to like.
I got the first edition Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
And after reading like 2.5 books on it, it turned into just the thing that I watch porn on. Yeah. It's so full of viruses and horrible stuff now. It's just like, well, it runs for like 15 minutes at a time. That's about enough time to jack off. Let's just watch some porn, and then like something happens and it ends up like shutting down. And I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, I got the actual e-reader, so maybe maybe it'll.
Don't try and put porn on it.
Well, that's the thing.
Fuck it up.
That's the thing. It can't. Well, there's like an experimental web browser on it or something like that, but it's not really meant to browse the web on. Like, I doubt it'll be able to play video. You know what I mean? Like, It's not gonna play video. It's strictly for reading. So maybe that'd
be kind of cool if it did. You see all this like ink video, and like it just like tries to ink out the video and whatnot. That'd be fucking crazy.
That'd be funny. It'd be like watching porn on like a static
in
TV.
Black and white.
Like that whole thing.
Jeez.
But yeah, so I'm stoked to get that. I already got a couple books. I'm subscribed. I have the Amazon Prime shit, so I get a bunch of free books.
There's a book that came out that I've been wanting to read. Part of my favorite fiction series, part of the Dresden Files. I
still got to write that down because you keep talking like good things about it.
Oh, I fucking love it. There's like 14 books out, and the new one has been out for a while.
Yeah.
And I still haven't read it, but I own it. Let me see if I can find it. Skin Game?
Dresden.
Yeah, it looks like
Files.
Skin Game. Blah, blah. Oh, excuse me. Okay, go away, you fucking piece of shit.
There's a live action.
There was. The TV show is not that great.
Okay. Dresden Files. I'll keep that in on a list or something. I gotta read. Trying to figure out how long we've been going.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, this is the 15th book in the Dresden Files saga, and it's really good. I love it. I want to read this book, but I'm being lazy and I'm not reading it for some fucking reason.
Do you enjoy reading an actual
like,
book or just reading like on your app?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost never read the books on this app themselves. I like the last Dresden File book that came out, which I believe was Cold Days. I got that one in physical.
Yeah.
But I don't have money.
We've been going hour
So
15.
Huh?
Hour 15.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I guess we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, this is
all we
just
gotta
one of
wrap
those
this up.
episodes where we just kind of rambled for a while.
Yeah. You know, it's a nice little thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
This is the thing that we did.
Yeah. And that you guys are listening to now. And if you've listened this far, please subscribe to us on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher. Go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Aloha Broha TV.
Cozy here has been putting out weekly episodes of his vlog.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about what if I could do a daily vlog. I think that'll keep me on my toes because it seems like
That's a lot of editing.
I know it is, but I started reading this book called The War of Art, you know, and it talks about like this concept of resistance and what it's the things that keep you from doing what you really want to do. I want to do a daily vlog, but I'm trying to think of what keeps you from doing it, and things like that are like, oh, I work for 8 hours. What's there to vlog about? But that's 8 hours. How many hours are there in the day? There's 24, so 16 hours. How many of them are spent sleeping? 4. So and my vlogs are only like 10 minutes. I could totally do a daily vlog. You know, that's how I'm trying to think of shit now. Like, okay, what's really keeping me from doing something that I want to do? You know, like how I wanted to do a podcast. What do I have? What's keeping me from doing it? Time.
Yeah.
Equipment. I had most of the equipment, you know.
You had
but
half the time.
Daily vlogs, or weekly vlogs right now, but maybe 2016.
And they're really
vlogs.
Good too.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. Like I enjoy his vlogs very much.
And you're not just saying that because you're like my friend.
No, I enjoy them. Like I watch them. They're fun.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's more. It's not something that I think my friends or my mutual friends or people that I know, acquaintances, would watch. But I was at Tropics the other week, and I had 2 of my homies come up to me. It's like, dude, I love your vlogs. I watched them, and they're really good.
Yeah, they're
Turns
good,
out,
man.
like I found like a bunch of my friends watch vlogs already, and they're saying how dope it is that somebody they know is starting to do them. So that kind of drove me to like maybe do more,
Nice,
make them better and stuff like that. So yeah, youtube.com/Joncozy TV.
You know what I would do to you? To you. You know what I would do if I were you?
Yeah.
Instead of jumping straight to daily vlogs, maybe try and do like 2 or 3 a week. And then if you're finding like you're getting stuff, then like jump up and then like step up to.
Yeah. Because what I've been doing, like I tried it out last week where it's not really a vlog, more so as just me talking to the camera. Like I did did you watch the Hideo Kojima thing?
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
I did that one. That was kind of, I don't know. It was just me nerding out, basically.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkward for me to watch it. And I did one on, like, a story on how I became a rapper. So I figured I could do those kinds of videos.
In between?
Monday through Friday. And then when I'm actually doing stuff, because I usually only juice shit on the weekends, then I can do that,
That works.
Maybe, yeah. Ease my way into it. YouTube.com/Joncozy TV.
Boom. Wouldn't it be weird if Bill Murray showed up right now?
Oh, you could be in my vlog. That'd be awesome.